Hello everyone, it's Erin, and I know I wasn't here last month, and this episode is late. Real life stuff, basically, yeah. I'm not gonna go into it. It's fine. The other thing is, I debated on making a video last month of like if I, because I didn't. The point is, I didn't have anything from. Was it February? I didn't color anything in February. No coloring books, nothing like that. And I debated on making a video anyway because the idea was, should we have the long form discussion on mental health and burnout and how even if you think things are helping, you could be hurting yourself and deciding that, oh yeah, keeping myself on a schedule and keeping myself motivated by having goals and setting goals for myself and being the only one that's putting these demands on myself. How could that ever be a bad thing? If nobody's forcing me to do a certain thing and I'm the one implementing all of these things, clearly there's no way that I could put undue pressure on myself or harm myself in any way because I'm the one that's doing these things. Lol, JK, turns out that no, that's exactly what I was doing. I was putting way too much pressure on myself, and it eventually led to burnout. And I mean, after 3 years, it's not overly unexpected that kind of thing would happen, but it is what happened. And so while I also took off January from streaming, I realized that recovering from burnout doesn't just happen. And recovering from burnout doesn't happen by not doing the things that you were doing before or taking a vacation from it and then going right back to what you were doing before, because it's just going to lead to more burnout. And it's a process. It's a process, and it's a finding out ways to cope with things that you thought were okay. Or it's a little bit easier when your job isn't something that you rely on for, sustenance and, the roof over your head, everything like that. It's very hard if you work in retail to just go to your boss and say, hey, I burned out and it's not really working for my mental health. Can you please accommodate me? It's understandable if you have the kind of job where your boss is just going to turn around, tell you no, and then go get another job if you can't handle it. I don't have that issue. So I have the luxury of being able to say, all right, how is this going to work for me? What can I do going forward to take care of my own mental health, as well as dealing with things that are going on in my life that I have no control over? So what can I control, and how can I help myself manage the things that I can control? And so that was the long form way of saying that what I did in February was I decided to just allow myself to be creative in whatever way I felt like being creative. And it came in the form of creating things with my stamps. And if you've been around at all, I like my stamps. I do a lot of streams about my stamps. It basically got reignited by somebody in my community saying, hey, what's up with stamps? How does that even work? Because they were a coloring book person and they didn't know anything about stamps. So I was like, oh, okay, so this is what stamps are about. And this is my way of liking them because I don't like making cards, but these are the things that I like to make. And it just kind of reignited from that. And we've done mini streams on it before, but I basically in February said, hey, do whatever you want to do. You want to buy some new stamps? Buy some new stamps. Lawn Fawn came out with stuff. There was stuff. It was still winter, so I still wanted winter things. So what did I want to do? Go ahead and do it. And I got interested in die cuts as well. I have a die cut machine as it is, so my community bought it for me, which was kind. And so it was like, all right, well, what exactly is igniting the creativity? And so I'm not going to go through every single thing, but I started to make little projects, little things. I mean, this is not my first jar. This is just, I like making jars. Putting things in the Lawn Fawn jar and having it be cute. So this one I themed after the colors of the Ukraine flag, and just a hopeful little sunrise kind of thing, just trying to brighten the world a little bit, And I got the idea for a little ramen shop or a pho restaurant inside of a birdhouse, because why not? I basically, like I said, just let my imagination do what it wanted to do and go where it wanted to go, and that was part of the self-care. And I think I did a stream on this one. Yeah, we did a stream on this one, but I also did this one. And I got a little cutout of a tree, so I put together a die-cut tree with some of the animals that were still on my desk. And I made these really cute, this one's actually Easter themed. I made it way too early because it's April what is today, the 4th? Today's the 4th. It's April 4th, and this has been done for months. And then I did a Valentine's theme one, you're too sweet or whatever, with like all of the cakes and cookies and things that I could find, just playing with die cuts and seeing where my imagination went. And yes, some of these things are still colored with Copic markers. The bees are still colored with Copics, and so I'm still using my supplies in that kind of way, but in a totally different non-coloring book, non-make-a-finished coloring book project that takes forever kind of thing. And I also didn't give myself a time limit. I just said, you know, if you want to make something, make something. If you don't want to make something, don't. And I didn't have that kind of stressful feeling on me, and that was part of my self-care for February. And while I was doing that, I also realized I just didn't have any motivation for coloring anything. That's just a mark on the paper instead of a hair. Just so you know. Sometimes I can't tell. There's fur everywhere in this house. So yeah, that was part of just my February, and I didn't touch a coloring book. I don't think. I think I might have had one out and I didn't finish the page or anything. I didn't put any expectations on myself that I would finish the page. I just let myself do whatever and see if I still had motivation for that kind of thing, if I still wanted to craft every Friday, because I had gotten back to streaming, but what did I want to do in the streams? Did I want to do what I had done before? And like, I have 218 coloring books. I think I bought another one. Yeah, I did. So I have 220 coloring books now because I bought 2. Ignore my dog, please. He's annoying. And so I was like, well, I got to try that, like, just to see where I am. And so I picked up Kaleidomorphia in March, and because the new coloring book was coming out soon, and I wanted to see if I would even want to do it. This is a different one. And I picked up my Kaleidomorphia picture or coloring book that I was gifted to by the publisher. And I started work on this, and I was inspired by an underwater photograph that I had seen. It wasn't completely these colors, but it was basically the underwater shot of a sunset or a sunrise. I think it was a sunset. So the sun was setting, but you were already underwater, so you were sort of seeing the colors as well as the blue. And I thought that would be cool. But what about mermaid and rainbow? Because I'm mostly made of rainbows. So I figured that would work, and I figured since there were no expectations as far as, is it going to be on the stream, is it going to anything, I was just going to color, and if I finished it, then I finished it, and if it worked out, it worked out, and if it didn't, then whatever. And I also decided to, since it's double-page or double-sided, and I have many of these pictures already in their own books, I was going to use Copics because I wanted to use Copics, and it's my book, and I don't care if the backside is ruined because I have this picture in a different book. Okay, that was my thinking. So if that's hard for you to look at, I'm sorry. But yeah, I was thinking, you know what? You already have this picture in, what is it, Mythographic that this one's in? So I wasn't too worried about it. My camera's blinking at me like the battery's dying, but it's not. And I'm just going to talk faster anyway. I already talk very fast. It's like blinking at me. I don't know why. Maybe it's charging the battery. Anyway, so I finished that, and I said, you know what, I think I could probably do something. So let's try and color a picture on the stream. So it was Green Month for March, Green Day in March. So for St. Patrick's Day, so I figured we'd color the Clover Girl in Flowers and Sweet Girls. And so this one was actually surprisingly easy and surprisingly not very detailed. And I gave her so many freckles. I love it. So many freckles. And did I make her glittery? Not much. There's a little bit of glitter on there on the accents of her outfit, but not very many. And I did her makeup similar to my Rainbow High dolls because that seemed like a good idea. See, you got one here. I don't know much about makeup because I don't wear makeup, but you see how they've got the makeup around the eyes and the fancy color and everything like that. And this is a generation where she's got shimmer on her face, which I wasn't going to try and do on a coloring book, but yeah, I did the makeup in sort of the Rainbow High kind of way. She's got a mark on her face. I'm gonna have to get that off. Anyway. Anyway, so that was the idea. Just a little bit of inspiration taken from there, because normally I don't add makeup at all, but I knew I at least had a example for that, so I also gave that shimmer. So you can see a little bit of the shimmer on there, or you can try and see it. You never know. So yeah, that's ink tints and pencils. I don't remember which pencils, but that's what it is. And then Mythographic Animals, I also finished this last month. I don't usually use watercolor in my books, but this was another one where I had an idea and I was going to go with it, and I also wanted the background to be super shimmery, so I don't know if you can see all this. There you go. I used a medium called Twinkling H2Os, and it's a watercolor medium, but it also just glitters like crazy. And I know the photo that you're going to see at the end of this video and on my Instagram, if you follow my Instagram, you should. The link is in the description. Just go do it. There's doll photos there too, so you'll see more of my dolls. It's fine. I don't want to start a new Instagram just for dolls versus art. Just deal. But yeah, they're called Twinkling H2Os, and they sparkle like crazy, and I've had them for years. I actually got them from a friend. So long ago, I don't even remember what friend. I have a few friends that we just kind of send things to each other. I know it's weird, I have friends, but it's true. And so the idea was to detail and shade every single flower and everything like that, make it all fancy, and I realized I don't have the skill for that. The idea that I had in my head is not a skill I actually possess, so I let it blend into the background. I picked out the pink flowers because I thought that would be fun. I gave the tiger some minimal shading because I also enjoyed that look, and I didn't want to make him look too fuzzy, honestly. And then I called it good, because again, trying not to put pressure on myself when there's really no need to. And if I'm the only one creating the expectations, and I'm the only one letting myself down, and it doesn't matter. So it's fine. So stop stressing about everything. And I'm going to try and keep this in my head and going forward. I don't know how well it'll work out or what's going to happen. But the idea is that, the takeaway from this is that burnout is a real thing. Be careful. Take care of yourselves. And listen to yourself, and don't put too much pressure on yourself, because the world is full of pressure enough, and there are things that you cannot change and you just have to weather. But you should not be your biggest pressure making thing. You shouldn't be your biggest stressor in life. You should be the thing taking care of you. And it's really hard for someone like me with zero self-esteem whatsoever and absolutely no confidence in my ability to do anything in my life. That's not a joke. That's just how I feel. So it's difficult, but it's something that can become important, because burnout sucks and it's really hard to recover from. And if you do think that you're burned out, please, get some help, whether from talking to people in your life, talking to your bosses if you have that kind of working relationship. Like I said, I understand if you work in retail and the answer from your boss is just get another job. I get that. Don't compromise your own financial stability for your mental stability, I guess, because, hey, sometimes that works out, and other times, people got to eat every day, a lot. So I get that too. But the point is, take care of yourselves, listen to yourself, and don't be the biggest stressor on your life, because the world is stressful enough. And yeah, so that was everything I colored in March. You didn't get a video for February on purpose, because I didn't color anything in my coloring books. I did this, and I might still mix it up. And I don't know if you guys want me to show you the other projects I do. Usually this has been everything I colored in a coloring book. I don't know if you care about the other projects. Sometimes I do a lot of them, sometimes I do a little of them. It just depends. It's part of the creative mixed media part of my hobby. I just kind of do different things and jump around. ADHD is great for that, because I just do a lot of things. So let me know in the comments if you care about the other projects, or if you only want to see the coloring book pages. If you literally only want to see the coloring book pages, you can just follow the Instagram and you don't even have to listen to me talk, because then you just get to see the eye candy without any of the whatever the rest of Erin is. You don't have to deal with that. So that's up to you. This is my fuzzy robe that I really like. It's 75 degrees in here. I am so hot, but this is so cozy. I don't even care. And also I cut my finger, and I'm sorry if you saw it. I'm trying to keep my hands moving so you don't have to see it, but like it needs to not be in a Band-Aid right now, so I'm not even going to point it out. It's fine. I didn't do it on purpose. I was opening a fashion pack by Barbie, because of course things meant for 3-year-olds are going to cut your finger and it'll be bad. Because of course, I came to my husband and I'm like, ow. And he's like, I told you to be careful with the X-Acto knife. And I'm like, no. I was opening the Barbie clothes. So yeah, they bit me. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, the point is, I'm sorry if you saw that. I was trying to keep my hands moving, and I'm Italian. We talk with our hands, okay? It's fine. But yeah, this was everything I colored in March. I'm sorry, this is a different kind of video. you know how it is. I think everybody knows how it is, okay? Take care of yourselves. Goodbye, everybody.